I feel good today. First and foremost, our apologies. There are storms everywhere in this great country of ours, and sometimes it takes a little while to get that tech working. But guess what? We're here every single weekday. It's called Driving the Line. This is your sports and sports betting brand of record. 10 a.m. Eastern. If you missed DTL golf yesterday, well, guess what? It's not too late. It's starting a little bit later. I hear the Farmers Insurance. I encourage you to go watch that. A ton of picks. Also, we may have round one pick today right here live on the show. Now, as I said, storms everywhere. Yesterday wasn't our best day. I was 1-1. Howie, UAB up 18, getting 4.5. And that's college basketball. Those are the college kids for you. They end up losing that game, being up 18. But we had the Lakers Clippers last night. So you're going to have good days. You're going to have bad days. We face all of it. But with all that being said, there is so much going on today in the world of sports. 8 NBA games, 7 college basketball games involving top 25 teams, 7 NHL teams, and a light day in soccer. But you know, my main man, Jacob's going to be here to take care of that. But without further ado, let's bring in my partner. He's here every single day. And AB, I got to tell you, normally Nashville isn't known for weather, but my goodness, what's going on over there?
Dude, all right, so first off, I can't get any damn power over this place. It's been going on and off all night. The NBA is not helping out at all with getting any props whatsoever up before noon. It's killing me. I can't even get picks for the crew for today because their lazy asses don't do anything. Coach, it's not a good morning. It's driving me nuts. I can't stand it. I need, well, I guess electricity to work. I don't know where Lord Raiden is from Mortal Kombat, but I need a little help over here. They're killing me.
Taylor says minus 40 degrees Celsius last week, plus 4 yesterday. It's bananas. And I got to tell you, for anybody,
75 degrees. Like, we're going to have a tornado at any moment. Like, it's insanity.
This is bananas. I tell you, this is the life. If you've never done, and the whole world is remote now. I mean, it doesn't matter. The network, the show, everybody's remote. And sometimes this happens. Tornadoes absolutely destroy you. So if AB goes out, now you know, wow. Jacob on standby. By the way, our man Jacob's in the chat. You have any questions for him? He will answer them in real time. AB, we got to jump right in. A lot to get to today. And for those people who are brand new, because this is what, day 8? It feels like it's day 80, but it's day 8. And a lot of people are dropping in. So we are more than just a pick show. Normally, we will have all the picks scrolling along the bottom of the screen throughout the show. So when you come in, go out, you go out. So we'll try to adjust a little bit today. But last night, and this was shocking to me, AB, 43 games into the season, Adrian Griffin, who I covered in high school out of Wichita, Kansas, he was second best record in the league, fired. And to me, it's a little bit fishy, because now the rumor is that Doc Rivers, who is a consultant for the Bucks, is now working on a deal to be their next head coach. This, to me, screams of the team didn't like it. The players didn't like it because they were 17 games over 500.
I mean, if they're playing as Doc Rivers, you're screwed. Good luck. Like, I don't know what to tell them. I don't think that it's intelligent at all. I think that this mirrors a lot of what the Philadelphia Eagles are going through. And by the way, for them to fire, let's fire the offensive coordinator that didn't call plays. That was the problem. That was definitely the problem in Philadelphia. I mean, look, nothing against Doc Rivers at all, but it smells stupidity. I'll tell you that.
A little bit stupid and a little bit fishy, and they can do whatever they want. But when you bring a guy in who's a consultant and you get rid of a coach who recently won an NBA championship, you've got a guy who currently sits 5th in the MVP voting. I looked it up behind Luka, SGA, Jokic, Embiid, plus 1,100 Giannis is at BetMGM. And you've got a team that is built. And I really believe this, that when they traded for Damian Lillard, everything changed in their minds. And they said, yeah, we're going to be a good team, but now we're a great team, and we're in our 2 or 3 year window that we've got to win at least one. So something's going on behind closed doors, because they recently lost to the Cavs, who they played tonight, by 40 in the last 2 weeks. So either something was a disconnect between the team and the head coach. They haven't been playing defense at all. And so maybe this is just, we didn't like that coach. He wasn't what we thought he was. But Doc Rivers, because he has that one championship, everybody's, oh, he's the greatest coach. But other than the one championship in Boston, he did nothing in LA, and he didn't do a lot in Boston. So if I'm giving you my opinion, which I am, I don't think this is a good call. I think it's a bad call.
Okay, first off, like in any business, once you bring in a consultant, you might as well just get rid of the other guy. Like that's what you're doing, right? Like, I mean, you're just cutting his legs out from under, which is fine. Do what you need to do in regards to that. But Doc Rivers, I mean, seriously, yeah. I mean, you got a title, but the Bucks just won a title not too long ago. Why don't you follow that method, all right, of having guys built around Giannis, that play hard-ass defense, that go, all right, and know how to play a structured team game. Like, that's what kills me is like they overthink this. And I mean, if you want to trade for Dame time and do that, do your thing. But how's that going for you? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Let's
like, in the NBA, like, not to interrupt you, but like the NBA, how much is a coach really worth? Right? Like,
in the games, end of games, kind of that. How do they put those plays together?
I think Steve Kerr's biggest value with Golden State was, one, like, obviously having Steph Curry helps, but like it was team management, right? Yep. And I think Steve Kerr's biggest value is locker room management and dealing with Draymond, right? And keeping the entire team and the ecosystem and the homeostasis there solid. Like, I don't think it's X's and O's that are doing it, right? And the hell has Doc Rivers ever proven, right? I mean, this is a talent-based league. Well,
it's a great comparison.
It's
a great comparison. It's a great comparison. By the way, Schwan50 says, at least we don't have to hear Doc on the broadcast anymore. Yeah. That was another mistake that ESPN made, getting rid of Van Gundy, who was one of my favorites, funny, intelligent, and now I love me some Doris Burke. I'd love me some Doris Burke, but I did not like Doc. There's certain people in sports, and this is just how it is. And I've been at the national TV level, AB, for over 2 decades. And sometimes things drive me crazy because certain people just get opportunities over and over and over and over again.
Doc Rivers.
Right. Doc Rivers, he's been on TV for 25 years. And then when he does it, he gets a head coaching job. And then he gets fired and gets right back on TV again. It is what it is. All right. We have an NFL divisional weekend. And AB, we have a special show on Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern time. And there are so many different ways to attack this. So every single day this week, we're hitting a different storyline with those 2 particular games. And when we look at team totals, because this is something that sometimes we overlook, other people overlook, and I want to throw that up there. So these are the team totals for this weekend. And I know that you always look at NFL games with a different eye. When you see these team totals, what do you see?
So, all right, first off, take a look here at just what it is. And Doc Rivers, you might want to pay attention to how to operate something and break out from this. I'm just kidding. I'm giving Doc Rivers a hard time. He's a fine person. But look, I don't buy into that at all. All right, look, so you have your 4 team totals, okay? So first, let's just look at that as its own bet, okay? The Chiefs, you like them over or under 20.5. The Ravens, over or under 23.5. The Lions, over or under 22.5. 49ers, over or under 29.5. So then, after that, after you kind of decide where you want to go, you want to tree branch this thing, because then that's how you're going to start working all of your bets in these games. And let me explain what I mean by that, okay? So, if you like the Chiefs over 20.5, you're probably looking at 3 touchdowns for this team, okay? Mm-hmm. So, could you pull that screen back up, please? So, how you go about going 3 touchdowns or more, okay? Then you want to start to tree branch exactly what you have in who is scoring said touchdowns. How are they going to go about it, right? So then that's how you can play your anytime touchdowns with this, all right? Then you start working. Is it going to be a ground game? Is it going to be a passing game? You start looking at your running back props. You start looking at Patrick Mahomes props. You start looking at Travis Kelce props, okay? Their main person. So you go down the list. You do the same thing. Now, field goal kickers are in play with Kansas City. All right. Now with Baltimore, all right, same deal, 23.5. I believe that they are going to have a big effort from Justin Tucker because, again, the best way to play defense against the Chiefs is to keep their offense off of the field. So you're going to look at long, sustained drives here. So you want to play your over, under, however you see it, but then you start working in how many field goals would Justin Tucker have. All right, let's just say you have 2 touchdowns, 14, 17, 20, 23. That's a lot of field goals. So you're going to count, if you're looking at an over, you're probably going to be looking at 3 touchdowns and then multiple field goals as well, because 4 or 5 field goals is a lot to ask. So I hope that that makes sense in regards to it. Now, you jump over to the other side. Again, it's the same deal. You start to take a look at your over, under in terms of the team totals and how they're going to go about it. I'm going to give you a hint here. All right. The 49ers, Kyle Shanahan, they are built so similar to the Michigan Wolverines. All right. Hard-nosed defense, run the football, control the game. The one thing that they can't do this weekend is play from behind. We saw it against Green Bay. Now, they won the game, but that was way too much risk. And you do not want to do that against the Lions. So I think that San Francisco is going to do every damn thing that they can to score in the first half. Detroit, they play their game for 60 minutes. All right. They play aggressive offensively and try to put up points. I believe that regardless if you're looking at these team totals for an over, for under, whatever, I think that the best play this weekend is the first half over between the Lions and the 49ers. The 49ers, again, have to play with a lead. They absolutely have to do it. If they don't, they are going to be in serious trouble, especially if Deebo Samuel is not 100%. So, yeah, I like the over-under in that one. But again, I hope that that made sense. It's just a way to start when you're looking at a whole table of bets in this game. All right? Don't overthink it. Get an idea first of where you see these teams and how many points you see them scoring. And team totals is a great way to just start, pause, don't overthink it, and then you start the tree branch out. Okay, I think X amount, I think 3 touchdowns, probably 1 on the ground, etc. Right?
Yep.
That's how you start working these bets in these big games.
All right, to AB's point, the first half over is set at 24.5 at BetMGM right now for that Lions 49ers game. And as I'm listening to you go through all of that, which was amazing, as John said, hashtag levels, the one number that stands out to me is at 29.5. I just think that's too high for the 49ers. And I get it because of the spread, which has now gone up to 7. The numbers are changing. The Chiefs are now 3.5, which I'm shocked that it went from 2.5 to 3.5 in 2 days. Does any of those line movements not scare you, but surprise you?
Yeah, I mean, it does, right? Like that 24.5 in the first half, like that screams that the books are thinking the exact same thing that we are, right?
No doubt.
Because that's, understand, 24.5, that's 3 touchdowns and 2 field goals. That's a big number, all right? So pay attention to that. Shop around. You're getting that hook is unbelievably massive, right? Like if you could get 23.5, that is a completely different number than what 24.5 is. So yeah, the books they're doing the exact same thing that we are with that, right? So that's, again, that's how you want to start to take a look and play it, because that's exactly what the books do. Now they just do it on, a more efficient level, but that's exactly why you have that 24.5. It's because of that right there.
Yeah, Joey says books are sharp right now, but also give away info that can be used. That's why we're more than just a pick show. We discuss it. We chop it up, and we do it 5 days before the game, because when you get to 4 teams and just 2 games, everybody, oh, my goodness. Now, one other thing that people love to bet on, AB, is quarterback props. And I saw somebody in the chat, and there's so much going on that I can't even find it right now, but I know Purdy is over 262.5 with his passing number. We've got a game that has 2 legends, one future legend. Then we got 2 guys that are still trying to prove themselves. Brock Purdy, young. Goff's been around for a while. Do you think this matchup with the Lions defense plays into Brock Purdy just like he did last week, big-time drive at the end of the game. But he's now going to have to play from the jump. They cannot give away a half like they did last week. Is this a Purdy game for you?
Yes, it is. Absolutely. Brock Purdy through the air. That's the only way that they're going to have they're going to be able to win the game. Now, I'm not saying that Christian McCaffrey doesn't go off. I mean, he's Christian McCaffrey. But if you're the Lions and you're Aaron Glenn, their defensive coordinator, who, by the way, is auditioning for a head coaching job, the biggest move of his entire life, okay? Understand that. He knows exactly what time it is. You've got Christian McCaffrey or Brock Purdy. I'm going to make you beat me with Brock Purdy, okay? I'm going to put 7,000 people at the line of scrimmage, and you're not running the football on me. If you beat me with Brock Purdy, then you earned it. But you're damn sure not going to have free open gaps for Christian McCaffrey to be running around. And understand this, too. Christian McCaffrey catches passes as well, a lot of them. So, yeah, big Brock Purdy. Like, I would play that over. I would play that, and I would play attempts. You'll hit one of them. Probably two.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. Goff attempts too. Last week, Goff sailed to the over on the other side. We'll look at all of those on Sunday as well, and of course the next 3 days. Bronco Jim says, I love the analysis. Bronco, that's why we're here. We're here. I see so many shows, and I would never, ever, ever, I say this all the seriousness in the world, I would never criticize how anybody else wants to do their sports betting content. But the one thing we've learned, me and AB, the last 3+ years, is that when you just hammer picks, it's a recipe for disaster because you'll go through the peaks and the valleys. You got to use the knowledge and the information, and it may not hit this week. It could hit in the Super Bowl. It could hit next September, but that's why we discuss things and work through it. All right, so again, we have a special show, 2 p.m. Eastern time on Sunday before the AFC Championship. Chiefs-Ravens at 3, and then you've got the Lions and the 49ers at 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. And who knows? Maybe me and AB will have a little drive in the line after dark to discuss those Sunday night. We'll see. By the way, a couple of nuggets. As we remember, this is day 8 of our relaunch. Certainly we're not restarting, but as we start to grow our team, our crew here, we told you we're going to have Shoot Your Shot. That's going to be launched in the next couple of weeks. But we also have some people who are at a level, they've been doing it for a while, so we have people waiting in the bullpen, and next week we're going to start rolling them out so we can see who you like, who fits in, and almost like a tryout week, so to speak. But we've got to grow this brand, and we will, again, day number 8. You guys have given us so much grace. All right, now let's get into our picks for the day. And you know, AB, I'm going to give you a little bit of a break because I got to bring in our man, Jacob. And Jacob, if you're new to Driving the Line, he does a little bit of soccer, a little bit of NHL, but I've got to address something with you, Jacob, because I saw a tweet last night, and I find this so hard to believe, and I'm always going to call my guys out when is needed. You put out a tweet last night that you said in your last 49 NFL picks, you're 45-4. Is that true?
It's actually a little bit better than that. But yeah, the last couple of weeks have just been insane for me in the NFL. Nailing teasers. I had the last 2 weeks, I put out a teaser. I played both sides, hit both sides of all my teasers. So I hit 4 teasers, player props. I mean, the crew went 15-2 or something like that. Yeah. So if you tailed that, that's a big chunk of it. You know, I'm a crew guy, and my record is third-party verified. It's automatically synced to my book, so I can't change it or add anything. It comes right from there, right to my record-keeping app, and so been smashing NFL.
And that's what I'm talking about. I said there's been a lot of people. We talk about Shoot Your Shot, but people in this business, and you're a perfect example of what I'm talking about, what we're going to do next week. It's really, really hard, is it not, to get the attention of a network or something big on the national level to do this for a living? Yes?
It's been years of me hammering away on a daily basis by myself sometimes with a guest. You know, it is content creation every day, digging deep, finding the good bets, giving them to the people, and having everyone make some money. So,
all right, here we go. Oh my goodness. Before we get that, guess who just made his way into the chat? The legend, Howie Schwab, is there. He says, Jacob is impressive. We're not just throwing out picks. We look to pick our best. So Howie Schwab, as you guys know, on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, the man sits in dialysis, and he still is there for you at home. And he's here live on the show Tuesdays and Thursdays, and we are honored to have him as a part of the crew. So you have any questions for Howie? Probably keep him to college basketball, but he can answer anything. Put them into the chat. He'll answer them for you in real time. Howie, thanks for logging in today and figuring that out as we go. All right, Jacob. Today we've got a soccer. It's a light day in soccer, but also NHL. Throw them out. Let's go.
All right, so we are in the middle of the AFCON tournament, and I am heading to the Zambia versus Morocco game today at 3 o'clock. I'm going to take over 2. It was at minus 150. It's gone up. So if you're going to take it, you need to hurry up and get it because that line is on the move. We've seen 5 out of 5 games hit 2+ for both of these teams. Zambia has seen 5 out of the last 5 games have both teams to score. That has also hit in 4 out of the last 5 for Morocco. Morocco, they are both actually unbeaten in the AFCON tournament. Zambia has pushed in like the last 7 games. They've tied 7 out of the last 8 games. But we've seen them score in 11 out of 12 overall. And this Morocco team has been scoring goals like crazy. They actually helped me hit my AFCON play of the year, which was over 2 a couple weeks ago. So this is going to be one of my best plays of the day. I'm on Zambia, Morocco over 2. I am also on Vancouver minus 1.5. I'm going back to the well. Like I said the other day, Vancouver has just been playing lights out. Thatcher Demko is in net again, and he is taking on a young goalie from St. Louis. And St. Louis is on a back-to-back. They just played in Calgary. They are playing their 3rd game in 4 nights, and St. Louis their 3rd and 5, sorry. But Vancouver totally lights out at home, 17-5 against the spread, 12-3 as a home favorite. St. Louis is only scoring about 2.36 goals per game on the road, while Vancouver is allowing just over 2 at 2.1. We've seen Vancouver go 9-1 straight up their last 10 overall at home, and Vancouver is averaging almost 4 goals per game at home, 3.91. So because of that, I love the Vancouver spot here at home, taking on a pretty solid St. Louis team, but at plus 110, I really love it here.
I need you to get it going. Get to your 3rd pick. We've talked about this.
Sorry.
Last
pick. Arizona parlay. Arizona, Florida over 5. Both of these teams score lots of goals. Bad Arizona team versus Florida. We will see goals in this game. Washington on a back-to-back in elevation versus Colorado. Colorado lights out at home. So we're going to take Colorado to score 3+ goals and over 5 for the game. That's going to be a parlay minus 128.
There you go. There you go. I didn't mean to jump in, but sometimes I got to get you going. We're trying to get everything locked in. Now, how confident are you in these picks? Because I know you're one of those guys that loves 5 units, 3. That stuff drives me bananas. But how confident are you in these picks?
I love these picks. I put about a unit on everything. So all these are 1-unit plays. If I give it out, I'm just as confident as in one as the other. If I'm more confident, I'll let you know. These are all 1-unit plays, and I think we go 3-0 tonight.
All right, very, very good. All right, he will be in the chat the rest of the show. Jacob, thank you very much. Any questions for him, put them in real time. Nick says, laughing my ass off, coach just lost the shit. I'm going to do that. I run the show. That's how we're going to do it. That's how we're going to do it. And if I insult anybody, I apologize. All right, let's bring my main man back up here because we've got 3 big picks, AB, from our man Howie Schwab in the chat. And I can only imagine how Howie was last night when UAB was up 18, getting 4.5, and they don't cover. That drives us bananas. But here are the 3 plays. Miami, we talked about them yesterday, did we not, with Frank Martin? The story with Frank Martin. They're giving 4.5 over Notre Dame. Miami beat Notre Dame by 13 in the first matchup. The Irish were 6 for 32 from threes. How much do you like this Miami team this year, AB?
They're a fascinating team. They have the pieces to be better than people think that they are. I mean, obviously, like they can. Let me stop and say this, because I'm stumbling over what I'm saying, and I need to make it very clear, because they're such a difficult team to cap year after year after year, because they kind of do the same thing. They do the same thing almost as the Chiefs. All right. And what I mean by that is that this team will get better and better and better. And then you look up and it's almost March, and this team is hammering you right? I love this play. You're going to give him at a small number here. I think Howie is spot on in regards to it right here.
All right, so Miami laying 4.5 minus 110 at BetMGM. Then we've got Virginia laying 5.5 over NC State. Virginia owns the nation's longest home winning streak at 20 games. So for some reason you don't like the spread, maybe you could throw them into a parlay if you like, because right now at home they are dynamic. They have held 45 straight ACC opponents to fewer than 70 points at their home arena, which I've done several games in my time there. It's a great atmosphere, really, really big, too. ACC Player of the Week, Reese Beekman has a career-high 9-game double-figure scoring streak, so he's really been playing well. Also, and finally, AB, we're going to your neck of the woods, the SEC. Arkansas getting 5.5 over Ole Miss. Arkansas is better than their record, and they need a win badly. And when you get to the end of January and you're staring at, 5 or 6 weeks before we get to March Madness, and I can't wait for what we're going to do for March Madness, and you're a team like Arkansas that's been really good the last few years, sometimes desperation can lead to covers. Yes?
It can. Ole Miss is a fascinating team, too. I like the play on the underdog. I also like the play on the under in this game. I think you're going to see defensive efforts from both sides do everything that they can to limit, not only, 3-point plays, but and ones as well in regards to fouls and getting to the line. Yeah, I like this. I like the under on it too.
All right, very good. Also, we have one more tennis play, and boy, kind of a bad beat overnight in the tennis by Howie too, that we had over 40.5, and it got to 39, and then that's where it ended in 4 sets. But he likes Sinner over Djokovic. And Djokovic, he's getting up there. He's still a great player, but he's getting up there. He's played a lot more long matches than Sinner has. He could be worn out. Sinner has 2 wins over him in late 2023. So the recent matchups have been to Sinner. We're going to play him straight up over Jokic. Now, finally, my plays, AB, and I feel very, very confident. Last night I went 1-1, but on Monday I went 3-0 in my NBA. Cavs plus 6.5, minus 105 at BetMGM. I'm shocked. I'm absolutely shocked that they're getting 6.5 for several reasons. They just beat the Bucks in Cleveland by 40. The Bucks are changing their head coach. So tonight, they have an acting head coach. I don't even know who it is. But anytime you throw off something like that, I think the team stumbles for the next 2 or 3 games or until they figure out who's going to be standing on the sidelines running the show. So the Cavs have won 8 straight games. 116.95. We cashed on them Monday against the Hawks. They beat the Bucks by 40, the Bulls by 18, the Nets by 9. They've really been rolling. You give me 6.5, I'll take them all day long. Then the Suns on the money line, minus 140. AB, sometimes you got to be lucky and good. You know what I mean? We had the Suns in a money line parlay on Monday. They're down 20 to the Bulls in the second half, and Kevin Durant goes bananas, goes for over 40. They come back and win by 2. We cashed that parlay. I took the points out of it because it's been hovering in between 3.5 and 4.5. I don't like that in Dallas on the road. What in your mind is too high of juice to play a money line on as we try to educate and entertain?
You're about right at it, honestly. I mean, minus 140, that's when you start to look at it and say, all right, is this even worth it? Should I be putting it in a parlay? Should I toss it out with one other, to bring that juice down? Because a lot of times that's really the best way to use parlays. Don't look to get a bunch of juice like high. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying don't play a plus 300, but sometimes you just want to do it to get yourself back to even. But I'm rambling on that one. I like it. 140, that's about where you want to go. And again, it's about winning the bet, right? So money line, especially in Dallas, especially when they can score. Yeah.
Big Cheesy says minus 140 is not enough juice. Not to say it's worth the squeeze, Big Cheesy. Not to say it's worth the squeeze.
Yeah, and let me say, look, again, the books were driving me crazy last night and this morning of not being able to find the right props. So that's why I didn't want to throw any junk at you, right? And I'm not saying that about like anything else. I'm saying it for me. Like, that's why I didn't want to put anything out there. So hang tight. Same thing we did yesterday with Jokic and a possible pizza party. We'll do the same thing today. All right. But I don't want to throw any junk at the wall at you. So, yeah, that's why you don't see my name up there, because the last thing we want to do on the show, Coach, is give him anything bad. You know what I mean?
Zach says no minus 200 money line plays. No, not here. Who would ever do that? Now, I do have one more play. Because the Farmers Insurance, a lot of people don't realize this, AB, but it starts today. It's a Wednesday to a Saturday tournament that can throw a lot of bettors off. Hell, it can throw players off as well. And yesterday on DTL Golf, we talked extensively about this particular golf course. There are two, the South Course and the North Course. And historically, new golfers or young golfers or rookie golfers do not perform well here because it takes a couple of times to really understand what these golf courses at Torrey Pines, where Tiger Woods won the U.S. Open in 2008, are all about. So I'm going to go Colin Morikawa, who had a T5 at the Century to start the season, and he's played here several times already, minus 130. We forget this is like year 5 or year 6 for this young cat already. And I'm taking him over Ludwig Aubert. Now, Steve Scott, Fast Eddie, they love Aubert this week, but I told them they were wrong because we don't always have to agree on the same show. And he is a rookie. Yes, he has won on the PGA Tour. Yes, he is 8-9 months out of college. Remember, he was playing college golf last June, and now he's top 50 in the world. But Colin Morikawa, this is just round 1, not the tournament matchup. This they tee off at 12:12 Eastern time. This is a round 1 play. We've got a ton of plays. If you want to go to DTL Golf, you still have time, as this is a West Coast golf tournament. But a lot out there. And if you have any questions golf-wise, send them to us. Follow all of us on social media, just like AB said, because we could be putting out more plays throughout the day. All right, those are all of our plays, but it's time now for the closing bell. AB, what do we got?
Yep. So, again, as you see, we did not have a cruise play of the day today. Again, that is on me. This has not been the best start to the day in regards to trying to get plays from the books up here. So hang tight on that one. But what I do want everyone to know is that we have conference championships, obviously, this weekend. All right. After that, we have the Super Bowl. I have every single statistical metric broken down for the last 6 Super Bowls by drives. Literally, how many passes are thrown by each team, each quarterback, how many drives, how many punts, how many field goals on statistical average. And we are going to be breaking those down as soon as we know who the 2 teams are that will be in the Super Bowl. So stick with us on that one. It'll be coming in just a couple days. Betting the Super Bowl is completely different than betting any other game in any sport.
No doubt about it. You got 2 full weeks, just like Dan Campbell said. That's 2. Now we got 2 more. You have 2 full weeks in between the championship game. And if I'm being selfish, I would love to see a rematch of the Super Bowl AB that I went to with my son when he was 9 years old, the Chiefs and the 49ers. I think that would be the best game. That would be the biggest hyped game. But we'll have a poll question over the course of the next several days as we try to figure out what the crew wants to see. I encourage you to follow all of us on social media. Also, follow and subscribe to our YouTube channel. This is where everything will emanate. But follow us on the X, on Instagram, on TikTok. And as I said, next week, we will be rolling out new cappers, so we'll have more crew members. We're getting ready for Shoot Your Shot, so if you have not sent in a video for that, we encourage you to do so. Things are moving fast, but guess what? That's what you do when you've got a rocket ship, and that's what we are. So with all that being said, there's only one thing left to do, and I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. Right, Tiger, Limo. My man Howie Schwab. It doesn't matter where he is. He's always here. My man Jacob, doing work in all the sports. NHL, soccer, that's what we have. And my man 5-tool player AB. It doesn't matter if there's tornadoes. He's still bringing the knowledge every single day. I am the coach, simply trying to keep the train on said track. Sometimes it's easier said than done. We grind for you. And damn it, it's not always easy. But we're here every single weekday. And in the fall, weekends. Oh. So we can win with you is what we're all about. Right here at Driving the Line. Good luck.